in the dim glow of a forgotten barn, where shadows whispered secrets of the stars. Dr. Elias Thorne uncovered a nightmare wrapped in fragile beauty, an alien girl, shattered beyond repair. Her voice a haunting plea. "Kill me quickly," she begged, every bone broken. But as he lifted the blanket, what lay beneath twisted mercy into something far more terrifying. The air was thick with ash, the sky a bruised purple, over the skeletal remains of what was once a thriving alien city. Captain Elias Kane trudged through the rubble, his boots crunching on shattered crystal spires that once hummed with energy. The war between the Terran Alliance and the Zorathian Collective had left this planet, Clyra, a graveyard. Elias, a grizzled soldier in his late 30s, had seen too many battles, but none as brutal as this. His mission was simple: scout for survivors, gather intel, and move out before the radiation storms hit. His scanner beeped faintly, detecting a faint life sign beneath a collapsed structure. Kneeling, he lifted a tattered blanket, revealing a young Zorathian female. Her translucent skin cracked like porcelain, her 6 limbs twisted unnaturally, her violet eyes wide with pain locked onto his. "Kill me quickly," she whispered, her voice a melodic rasp that sent a chill down his spine. Every bone in her body seemed broken, yet she was alive, her gaze pleading. Elias froze, his hand on his blaster. He'd killed before, enemies, threats, but this felt different. Her pain was palpable, her desperation raw. He scanned her for weapons or traps, finding none. "Why?" he asked, his voice rough. She only repeated, "Please, quickly." The scanner showed her vitals fading. She wouldn't last long, yet something in her eyes, fear, not of death, but of something else, held him back. He lowered the blanket, his heart pounding. He couldn't do it, not yet. Elias crouched beside the alien girl, his mind racing. The Zorathians were the enemy, their telepathic abilities and advanced tech making them formidable. But this girl, barely older than a teenager, was no soldier. Her delicate frame, adorned with faint bioluminescent patterns, was a stark contrast to the warrior caste he'd fought. He activated his comms, requesting a medevac, but static answered. Clyra's atmosphere scrambled signals. The girl's breathing grew shallower, her eyes fluttering. "What's your name?" he asked, trying to keep her conscious. "Silvara," she murmured, wincing. "No time! You must—" Her— Elias's training screamed at him to follow protocol, neutralize threats, secure intel, report back. But Silvara wasn't a threat, she was a mystery. Her pain, her fear felt human, despite her alien form. He scanned the dome for supplies, finding a Zorathian medkit glowing faintly in the corner. He didn't understand their tech, but he managed to activate a pain suppressor, injecting it into Silvara's arm. Her breathing eased, though her eyes remained haunted. "Thank you," she said, her voice clearer. "But it won't matter soon." Elias demanded answers. "Who are the harvesters? What's the key?" Silvara hesitated, then spoke in a rush, as if time was slipping away. The key, she explained, was a bioengineered crystal embedded in her chest, containing the genetic memory of her people. The Zorathians facing extinction had stored their culture, history, and essence in these crystals, carried by chosen guardians like her. The Harvesters, a rogue faction of Zorathians, sought to weaponize the keys, using them to dominate other species. "They broke me to find it," she said, her voice trembling. "But I hid. Until now." Elias's mind reeled. This wasn't just a war, it was genocide. He checked his scanner again, noticing faint energy signatures approaching. "They're close," Silvara whispered, her eyes wide. Elias gripped his blaster, torn between protecting her and his duty to the Alliance. If the Harvesters got the key, they could reshape the galaxy. But saving Silvara meant defying orders and risking his life. The dome's walls vibrated as the energy signatures grew stronger. Elias peered through a crack in the structure, spotting 3 figures moving through the ruins, Zorathians, but different. Their bodies were augmented with mechanical limbs, their eyes glowing red. Harvesters. Silvara's fear was justified. These weren't soldiers, but predators. Elias turned to her, his decision made. "I'm getting you out," he said, slinging his pack over his shoulder. Silvara shook her head weakly. "Too late." The key can't leave Clyra. Her words confused him, but there was no time to argue. He lifted her again, her weight feather-light, and moved toward a hidden exit he'd spotted earlier. The harvesters' footsteps echoed closer, their voices a low hum in an alien tongue. Elias's heart pounded as he navigated the dark tunnels beneath the dome, guided by his suit's faint HUD. Silvara's breathing grew ragged, the glow in her chest flickering. "If they take the key," she gasped, "they'll erase us. And you." Elias didn't fully understand, but her words carried a weight that chilled him. The tunnels opened into a cavern, its walls lined with glowing crystals, Zorathian tech, pulsing like a heartbeat. Silvara's eyes widened. "The sanctuary," she whispered. "The keys." "They're linked here." Elias realized this was no ordinary cave. It was a vault, a repository for her people's essence. He set her down, scanning for threats. The harvesters were close. He could hear their mechanical whir. Silvara grabbed his arm. "Destroy the key." "Destroy me. It's the only way." Elias's hand hovered over his blaster, his mind at war with itself. The cavern's crystals pulsed in sync with Silvara's chest, casting eerie shadows. Elias's scanner screamed warnings, multiple hostiles closing in. He barricaded the tunnel entrance with debris, buying time. Silvara's violet eyes pleaded with him, but he couldn't bring himself to kill her. "There's another way," he said, though he wasn't sure. He examined the cavern, noticing a central pedestal with a slot that matched the glow of Silvara's key. "What happens if we use it?" he asked. Silvara hesitated, then explained. The sanctuary could activate the key, uploading its data to a hidden Zorathian network, preserving her people's legacy. But it would alert the harvesters to their exact location. "It's our last chance," she said. "But you'll die with me." Elias weighed the odds. He was a soldier, trained to prioritize the mission. But this wasn't about orders anymore. It was about right and wrong. He helped Silvara to the pedestal, her broken limbs trembling. As he placed the key in the slot, the cavern hummed, crystals blazing with light. Silvara gasped, her pain easing as the upload began. But the harvesters breached the barricade, their mechanical claws tearing through stone. Elias fired, his blaster's pulses barely slowing them. "Keep going," he shouted, shielding Silvara. Her eyes glowed with gratitude. And for a moment, he felt her emotions, hope, fear, trust, flooding his mind. The upload was nearly complete when a harvester lunged, its claw grazing Elias's arm. He fought back, driven by a resolve he didn't fully understand. Blood dripped from Elias's arm, but he held his ground, firing at the harvesters. Their mechanical bodies absorbed the blasts, their red eyes locked on Silvara. The sanctuary's crystals pulsed faster, the upload at 80%. Silvara's voice echoed in his mind, not his ears, a telepathic plea. "Don't let them stop it," she urged. Elias grabbed a Zorathian energy rod from the cavern floor, its tip crackling with power. He swung it, smashing a harvester's limb, buying seconds. The upload hit 90%, but Silvara's body was fading, her translucent skin dimming. "You're human," she said aloud, her voice weak. "But you understand, sacrifice." Elias didn't respond, focused on the fight. The second harvester charged, its claw slicing his suit. Pain seared through him, but he drove the rod into its core, sparks flying. The third harvester hesitated, analyzing. Elias glanced at Silvara, her eyes closing. The upload reached 100%, and the cavern shook, crystals dimming as the data vanished into the network. The harvester lunged, but Elias tackled it, pinning it against the wall. Silvara's body slumped, the key dark. "It's done," she whispered. "Thank you." Her breathing stopped, her body still. Elias felt a pang of loss, her presence lingering in his mind. The harvester threw him off. But the cavern systems activated, a defense mechanism triggered by the upload. Energy pulses fried the harvester, leaving Elias alone with Silvara's body, the weight of her sacrifice heavy on his heart. The cavern was silent save for the faint hum of cooling crystals. Elias knelt beside Silvara, her lifeless form glowing faintly in the dim light. The key was dark, its purpose fulfilled, but at what cost? He checked his scanner, no more hostiles. But the radiation storm was minutes away. He should leave, report back, but he couldn't abandon her. She'd trusted him, a human, her enemy. He wrapped her in the blanket, carrying her to a crystal alcove, a makeshift grave. As he laid her down, a faint pulse in his mind stopped him, a lingering echo of her telepathy. "Find the others," it whispered. "The keys." "Save them." Elias's breath caught. There were more guardians, more keys, scattered across the galaxy. The war wasn't just about territory. It was about erasing a species. He activated his suit's recorder, documenting the cavern, the crystals, Silvara's body. The Alliance needed to know, but he didn't trust them to act. The Harvesters weren't Zorathian soldiers. They were something else. A threat to both sides. Elias's comms crackled. A Terran dropship was nearby, searching for him. He had a choice: report the key and risk it falling into the wrong hands, or go rogue, find the other Guardians, and stop the Harvesters. He looked at Silvara's peaceful face, her sacrifice clear. He chose. Slipping into the tunnels, he evaded the dropship. His mission no longer the Alliance's, but his own. Elias moved through Clyra's ruins, his suit's cloaking barely masking him from the dropship's scanners. The radiation storm loomed, static crackling in the air. He replayed Silvara's final words in his mind. "Find the others." The weight of her trust pushed him forward. He hacked a derelict Zorathian skiff, its systems barely functional, but enough to get him off planet. As he launched, the storm hit, shielding his escape from the dropship. In orbit, he accessed the skiff's database, finding fragmented Zorathian logs. They mentioned 5 keys, each carried by a Guardian, hidden on different worlds to protect their legacy. The Harvesters, the logs revealed, were once Zorathian scientists, corrupted by an ancient AI seeking to control all life. They'd betrayed their people, hunting the keys to fuel their dominion. Elias's jaw tightened. The Alliance wouldn't believe him without proof. And the Harvesters were already ahead. He set a course for Thalera, a jungle planet mentioned in the logs as a Guardian's refuge. The skiff's engines groaned, but he pushed on, driven by Silvara's sacrifice. Her telepathic echo lingered, guiding him. He wasn't a hero, just a soldier who'd seen too much death. But for the first time, he felt purpose beyond orders. The stars stretched before him, each a potential hiding place for a key or a harvester waiting to strike. Thalara's dense jungles loomed below as Elias landed the skiff, its hull scorched but intact. The air was humid, alive with alien calls. His scanner picked up a faint energy signature, similar to Silvara's key. He moved cautiously, his blaster ready, haunted by her final plea. "Kill me quickly!" He understood now. She'd wanted to protect the key, even at the cost of her life. The jungle parted, revealing a hidden Zorathian shrine, its crystals pulsing faintly. Inside, he found another Guardian, a young male, wounded but alive, his key glowing in his chest. "You're human," the Guardian said, wary. Elias lowered his weapon, explaining Silvara's sacrifice and the Harvester's threat. The Guardian, named Vorin, hesitated, then nodded. "We're the last," he said. "The others, gone." Together they activated the shrine, uploading Vorin's key to the network, preserving another piece of Zorathian legacy. But the Harvesters arrived, their mechanical forms crashing through the jungle. Elias and Vorin fought, their alliance fragile but fierce. As the upload completed, Vorin collapsed, his key dimming. "Find the rest!" he gasped, echoing Silvara. Elias escaped, carrying the weight of 2 sacrifices. The war was bigger than he'd imagined, a battle for the soul of a species. He vowed to find the remaining keys, to stop the Harvesters, and to honor the alien girl who'd changed everything with her desperate plea.